And here we are back again. Just a quick one today. We're just looking at the groundswell people who are having a tantrum this weekend. Now we say groundswell, but really this is the National Party, and you'd be surprised if they weren't having a tantrum. They're in an utter fucking mess. There is no way out for them. David Seymour's vultured their core away, and the loonies have all gone over to the Tamakazi party, or the Tally bandwagon, as I call it. So we've got the dairy co-op people out on the weekend blocking up the roads, complaining about communism, which is interesting because a dairy co-op is communism. But today's chat with you all is about perspective. And the perspective I'm talking about is that we've got 70,000 teachers who went back to work yesterday. 70,000, let's just think about 70,000, 70,000 teachers who are able to return to work and go and do what they do, which is look after our kids. 600 or 700 decided not to, and that's all we've heard about, isn't it? That's all we've heard about. We haven't heard from the parents who don't want an unvaccinated teacher infecting their kids. We haven't heard from the 69,300 teachers, I wasn't ever good at maths, who are happy to get the jab and look after the kids and get on with the job. And we've got all these people talking about division. And when I think of New Zealand being divided, I think of the Springbok Tour, 1981. And I remember being in a pub, the Thoroughbred Tavern in Malarua, with Jim Booth, and we used to go and have a beer every Saturday afternoon. And this Saturday afternoon, these buggers stormed and stopped the game in Hamilton. And honestly, it was a day that just changed my life. I couldn't understand much about it then, but I do now. And I thought, how could people put themselves in so much danger for someone else? And there's a poll there. It says that during the Springbok Tour, 46% there was only 46% of the public that supported the tour. You'd be hard pressed to find any of those people admit to it now. 46%. When you talk about division, that's nearly half. So people talk about the country being split down the middle, and it was. It was split down the middle. But it's not today. No, it's not today. We're split 95-5. 95% of New Zealanders are quite happy with vaccine mandates and getting the jab and getting on with our lives, putting everything behind us and moving on. But 5% are telling us to get fucked. You stay right where you are, we're not moving. In fact, we're not moving, we're not going to let you move, we're going to block the fucking streets. We're going to grind the country to a halt, and we're going to gridlock all the cities. This 5% of people who are led by some extremely odd people. Extremely odd people. I'm pretty tolerant of religion because I know it brings a lot of joy to people. It's not for me. It never will be, I don't think. I get my joy in other ways. But I don't begrudge other people going off and worshipping their god or their gods or whatever. I cut a lot of slack because generally religion does no harm. But this F. Postle, Tamaki, he's different. He's definitely different. He is doing harm. He's telling vulnerable people not to get vaccinated. And not only that, but he's organising them into a political force and holding the country to ransom until we make him the Ayatollah or something. Oh, I don't get it. But let's just go back to the numbers. We get a lot of hammering. All we hear about on the media at the moment is what the 5% have got to say. These are the same 5% you'll remember that have often barked and whined and yelped about not having any freedom of speech. And all we fucking heard about is what they've got to tell us. Their demands that the Prime Minister resign, for fuck's sake. 5%. And they're blaming the government for dividing us. But let's have a look at the division again. It's not like the Springbok tour where we were fairly split down the middle and a very sharp division. But what we've got is a racket going on, a very noisy racket by a very small number of people who are telling us the country's divided. Well, they're dividing us. They're the ones that have set themselves up as we're not going to get a vaccine, you can all go and get fucked. And the country can't return to normal as long as we say so. Well, we are returning to normal, I'm sorry. You 5% who seem to think you're some sort of majority, we are returning to normal. We've got vaccine passes and we're going to be able to go to concerts, we're going to go to a restaurant, a cafe, we're going to be able to do all of the things that free people can do. And you're not. And you're complaining about it. You know, you talk about born free and stay free. Well, jump on a motorbike without a crash helmet. Drive down the road, see how free you are. Don't crash. Crash helmets are mandated for a reason. You know, the white line in the middle of the road, that's a mandate. You don't have to stay on it. So feel free to cross the white line in the middle of the road. Ignore the mandate. See how far you get. See how far you get. Won't be very far before someone pulls you up, puts a pair of handcuffs on you, takes you into jail, tells you to sit in the corner and fucking shut up for a bit. Another thing we haven't heard of, and we won't, is the amount of people who are on the dole right now, can't get a job. Love to take those jobs that the unvaccinated people are giving up. You know, 5% move on the dole, 5% move off and take your jobs. You stay home, stay in your lockdown, because you're a fucking womble. Remember, you're a womble. That's all I've got to say tonight, but before I go, I'm going to leave you with this. Remember, you're a womble.
When the sun doesn't shine and it's cloudy and grey, and it's only the beginning of the wombling day, and you've got to do the washing up for Madame Cholet. Remember, 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 remember.